Hello there. My name is Donna-Marie Cooper O'Boyle. You might know me already through my shows on EWTN or through my books, but it's nice to be here and have you here to visit with me. I wondered if you heard of my book, Diary of a Future Saint, Faustina's Incredible Journey. It's not been out too long, and I thought I would read to you a little bit, a little excerpt right from the beginning to give you a little taste of the book. Okay, this chapter 1, is called A Saint in the Making is Born. Okay, here we go. The relentless pounding against the kitchen window captured the young novice's attention. She could not recall having ever heard the rain quite so fierce. It seemed like it could break the window. The sister dropped her dish towel on the kitchen counter and walked to the window. Her long black religious habit gently flowed and swished lightly with each of her quick steps. She reached for the white cotton curtain and quickly pulled it back to peer outside. The pouring rain beat down with a vengeance, splashing all over. Squinting hard through the wet window pane, Sister could hardly make out the yonder garden or even the nearby gate through the sheets of rain. Being on gate duty, she wondered for a minute how many beggars would come to the convent's gate on such a stormy day. Would any dare venture out on a day like this? It really didn't matter how many would visit. She was simply curious because of the inclement weather. It was the kind of cold rain that chilled you right to the bone. Best to stay inside today. Then again, if you're hungry and you have no food, you might have to come out. This young nun knew in her heart that Jesus desired for her to serve each person who came to the gate with an abundance of love, not just the food. The love might have been even more important than the gifts of food. After all, everyone needs food for the body, but also for the heart and soul. And folks who are experiencing rough times can surely benefit from a dose of love. Sister was always eager to help each and every visitor. Many a time, she also doled out a measure of spiritual advice, too. Sister went back to her dirty pots and pans and began to silently pray as she scrubbed away, when suddenly the startling ringing of the bell at the gate snapped her out of her quiet contemplation. The ringing became persistent as the young nun grabbed her shawl, quickly wrapped it around her shoulders, and hurriedly made her way to answer the gate. Upon arriving at the gate, the sister found a young man standing in the pouring rain, soaked to the skin. He looked emaciated and apparently hungry. Sister couldn't help but notice that the man lacked shoes and socks and had nothing covering his head. His clothes were in shreds. She motioned to him that she would return with something for him to eat as she hurried again, this time back inside. After a couple of moments of quandary because she could not find anything she thought suitable to offer, the young nun decided to reheat some soup she found in the refrigerator. After ladling it into a bowl to give it a bit more substance, she grabbed a piece of bread and crumbled it over the top of the soup. She wanted to help nourish that poverty-stricken man. Sister then rushed back outside. The poor man ate the gift of soup at the gate in the pouring rain. He seemed extremely satisfied as he finished every last drop and crumb of bread. Sister took the empty bowl from his cold, wet hands, and at once she realized that the man was actually Jesus Christ himself. What an incredible miracle. Can you even imagine this? As soon as Sister realized exactly who the man was, the holy visitor vanished completely from her sight. There was just so much for her to take in. Her heart was on fire with emotion. She went inside to reflect upon what just occurred. Immediately, she heard these words, "My daughter, the blessings of the poor who bless me as they leave this gate have reached my ears, and your compassion within the bounds of obedience has pleased me. And this is why I came down from my throne to taste the fruits of your mercy." Wow. The nun spoke to Jesus, "Oh my Jesus, now everything is clear to me and I understand all that has just happened." Sister reflected, "I somehow felt and asked myself, what sort of a poor man is this who radiates such modesty? From that moment on, there was stirred up in my heart an even purer love toward the poor and the needy." As she pondered it all deeply, she felt incredibly happy and began to understand more and more about what it means to be merciful. Such a lowly task was given her in answering the gate, but God rewarded her with a gift of himself. This sister actually fed Jesus. Oh, how happy I am that my superiors have given me such a task. I understand that mercy is manifold. One can do good always and everywhere and at all times. She realized an ardent love of God sees all around itself constant opportunities to share itself through deed, word, and prayer. Now I understand the words which you spoke to me, O Lord, some time ago. She knew in her heart that Jesus' instructions to all of us in Scripture, "Truly I tell you, just as you did it to one of the least of these who are members of my family, you did it to me," were being realized in that moment. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. We will later learn how and why this young nun, who happens to be Sister Maria Faustina Kowalska, was called to the convent gate in the first place. Regardless of how and why, we need first to go back to the very beginning so we can learn and understand more. Let's step back about 20 years before the miraculous ringing of the bell. And I'll stop right there. I hope I piqued your interest. St. Faustina really led such an incredible journey, and I feel very honored and privileged to be able to write about her and about the Divine Mercy message. So I hope we see one another again this way through the media. Thank God for the media, right? We're blessed. We have to use it for good, don't we? Well, God bless you. I hope I see you soon, and we'll share some more. God bless you. God love you. Bye for now.